MMA Boxing Talk here. This is a prediction video for Anthony Joshua versus Wladimir Klitschko. It's taking place next weekend. We're literally 1 week away from Joshua versus Klitschko. I mean, by far the biggest fight in the heavyweight division of this year. For a lot of the hardcore fans, this is the biggest fight of the year, I believe. I mean, the Kovalev Ward rematch, Ward Kovalev, whatever. That's a huge fight as well. But for the heavyweight division, this very well could be the passing of the torch. In boxing, it's not very often you get a champion like Wladimir Klitschko who went 10 years without losing, defending his title for 9 years straight. And him being inactive and losing to Tyson Fury. And then here comes Anthony Joshua, 18 fights only 18 fights, 18 KOs, has the physique. He's just made to be a superstar, Anthony Joshua, just his look alone sells himself, and then you watch him box, and he's a solid fundamental boxer. I mean, he's got some holes, but for 18 fights, he's a pretty polished fighter. You got to give him that. But the thing is, that's what makes this fight so interesting is that it's youth versus experience. Klitschko has so much more experience. I mean, and you just can't buy that. Obviously, Anthony Joshua. This is his first big fight of his career. So this isn't the first time Klitschko, has had a big fight like this. Of course, at the end of his career, facing a guy like Joshua, this might mean he might have a little butterflies, but I mean, he's been there, he's done that. He's already fought, in hostile environments. So this is nothing new for Klitschko. This is definitely something new for Anthony Joshua. They'll be fighting at Wembley Stadium in front of 90,000 screaming fans. I mean, I just hope Joshua, stays composed and but he should be all right. At least it is his hometown, So back to the experience and the amount of fights Klitschko has. Klitschko's had 68 fights to Joshua's 18 fights. Klitschko 68 fights, 64 wins, 4 losses, 53 KOs. Of course, later on in his career, he started getting less KOs. Anthony Joshua has only been, Anthony Joshua has never been past round 7. And I'm pretty sure Klitschko has been past round 7 18 times the amount of fights Joshua has. So that just goes to show the experience levels. Now, having said that, though, Joshua is going to have the youth on his side. I mean, and that is something that's very, very valuable. I just hope Joshua doesn't get flustered if he can't get an early knockout. That's one thing I'm a little bit worried. And the cardio, not that Joshua is known for having shitty cardio. It's hard to really tell because he's never really been very far. Only up to 7 rounds. Will he have enough juice in the gas tank if he has to go the distance? If he has to go 12, he should be all right, but we don't know. There's nothing to go off of because he's never been the distance. So that's one thing that's interesting. Anthony Joshua, I mean, I think he's faster than Klitschko for sure. Definitely his hands are. I don't know, maybe Klitschko has faster feet, but Joshua has been really working on his head movement, upper body movement, slipping punches. I mean, that's gonna come in handy against Klitschko, who likes to throw that jab constantly just to keep distance. But then again, Wladimir Klitschko isn't going to be towering over Joshua like most of Klitschko's opponents in the past. He had that reach, that size. If he ever got in trouble, he could just tie you up, hold you, hug you. I don't know if he's going to have that upper. He'll be able to hold Joshua, but Joshua's big and strong. He's going to be able to fight through it. And it's much easier to wrap your hands around a smaller guy. It's gonna be tougher to get Joshua to hold on. Um, the refs are gonna be breaking it up constantly. It's in London. It's an interesting fight, And another thing that's interesting is Klitschko. He was 6'6", and for years he was always the much bigger fighter in boxing. His opponents, like I said, were usually quite a bit smaller than Klitschko. But I have a list here. Of Klitschko's tallest opponents. This will only be the fourth time Klitschko fights someone his height. Twice he's fought taller than him, against Marius Walk and Tyson Fury. Walk was 6'7.5", so had an inch and a half on Klitschko, and Fury, of course, had 3 inches on Klitschko. But this will only be the fourth time Klitschko fights someone that's 6'6". Obviously, the fourth will be Joshua, Austin, McCline, and Jefferson were all 6'6" as well. So, it's not like Klitschko has a lot of experience fighting guys his size. They're both listed as 6'6". Klitschko has an 81-inch reach. Joshua has an 82-inch reach. So they're pretty well the same size. The one thing, though, because it is a tough fight to predict, I want Joshua to win. I think it's better for boxing if Joshua wins. I think he'll be a great ambassador for the sport. I think he can really become a huge star, but he's got to come over to America, or they got to start promoting him somehow. That Deontay Wilder fight has to happen too, I think, for Joshua to really get to the next level. But he's got to get past Klitschko. I think he can do it for sure. I think he will get past Klitschko. I'm predicting a 9th round stoppage. That's just what my gut tells me. It could be earlier. It could be a decision. If Anthony Joshua wins a decision, a nice unanimous decision, not controversial. I mean, that would, a lot of people want to see him continue the knockout streak, but that would really show his versatility and his well-roundedness if he could win a clear-cut decision against Klitschko. But my official prediction is a 9th round KO. In boxing, you never know when a fighter, is done. Klitschko's 41 years old. He's had a long layoff. He's never had a layoff this long. Maybe once before, but now he's 41. And, he's facing Anthony Joshua, who's hungry, who wants to prove himself, who wants to get Klitschko's respect. I'm just not sure. If Klitschko can get it done. I mean, obviously, he's got the experience. He can do it. But we don't know what Klitschko is going to show up, I mean, he was very, very gun-shy and timid against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was very herky-jerky, constantly throwing out feints. So Klitschko was gun-shy. I mean, if we see Joshua come in there and land a few hard shots early on, that could turn Klitschko, that could make him gun-shy, And when Klitschko's in trouble, he holds, he hugs. But he's not fighting a guy smaller than him that he could just wrap up easily. He's fighting Anthony Joshua, who's his size. It's going to be an interesting fight, It like I said, it's youth versus experience. It's a very intriguing matchup. I can't wait to see it go down. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this one. But I just wanted to give my take. Both guys definitely have some attributes coming into this fight. But I'm going with Joshua, 9th round KO. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you liked the video, definitely subscribe. And also check me out on Twitter at MMABoxingTalk1. Peace.